Some people actually believe that the fortune teller had an insight into their life. They'll tell you amazing stories, how the fortune teller accurately described their past, present and future. But do fortune tellers really have any special insight? Or are some of us just more gullible than we like to admit? Watch this. There are thousands of practicing psychics and mystics in the country, all offering to read yours and my past, present and future. But do they really have mystical insight? And are they value for money? Tarot is big business. Last year, one UK company made a profit operating a premium rate phone line of £1.7 million. And from a scientific point of view, it's all rubbish. So what are we paying for? So, to find out, I invited 3 tarot readers to demonstrate their unique skills and abilities. And first to read my cards is Paul Hughes Barlow, a professional tarot reader with over 20 years' experience. Second to demonstrate her expertise is Laura Boyle, a professional psychic and tarot reader. And finally, Andy Cook, another professional with 7 years tarot reading experience.
So what you do is you cut the cards in half and put them there.
In half?
Yeah, roughly half.
Like that?
That's great, well done.
If you just give them a good shuffle, think about nothing, if you can clear your mind, and then if you just cut like that.
Just like that, yeah?
That is perfect.
Okay.
7 cards towards you, please.
Yes.
I don't know if you're having a few problems at the moment with someone. Now, this person here might have red hair, blonde hair. It would be the sort of typical sort of blue-green eyes, even maybe sort of grey eyes. And this.
The most common verbal trick tarot readers use is fishing.
This man has either got very, very light hair or very, very dark hair, and there's a financial...
That's throwing out random, vague and sometimes contradictory statements until I coincidentally react to one of them.
We've got a card here which is associated with a woman in the past which hasn't sort of quite worked out. Does that make any sense to you?
Andy goes fishing too.
This is something that should come into your head immediately. It shouldn't be something that you should be thinking about. Or maybe you don't want to talk about it or discuss it.
I'm trying to think which one.
Whether you can relate to this or not, I still got you sort of being upset in relation to a woman in the past.
I'm a 42-year-old bloke.
Yeah?
I'm sorry, but I don't see that as insightful at all. I'd like to meet any 42-year-old bloke who hasn't had at least one woman in their life.
No, it's not that. I'm talking about something which is sort of undermining you, which is something which you're sort of want to relate to or worried about now.
I have to admire Andy's front. He truly believes his insight is correct and transfers the blame to me because I cannot relate to it. Will Paul be any different? Does it give you any sort of insight into... Because I'm particularly interested in family relationships.
No, it looks good. It looks good. I think there's it's almost maybe there's a kind of looking at life from relationships and where you are and how does things develop on your marriage and things like that as well. Yes. Basically, we need to do less thinking and more doing.
Less thinking and more doing?
Yeah.
It appears that unless you can relate to one of their suggestions, you get vague self-help cliches. I try a more specific area. Children.
Will Alistair's wife have children?
As a professional psychic, I would expect Laura to divine that I already have 4 children.
Yes, she will. Okay, thank you. Can you just move when we get to the amount of children that the 2 of them will have? Will they have 1 child? Will they have 2 children? Okay. Will they have 3 children? No. So we'll have 2 children together. Is that correct?
I'm amazed by Laura's very specific prediction.
Right, okay, so you'll have 2 children together.
And without going into too much detail, my recent medical history would suggest it's a brave one. Time will tell. As time passes, Andy appears less and less happy for me to test his abilities. What can you... I don't know.
I'm trying to
Anything.
think.
Show
I mean,
me
what?
something.
Can I just? I'll give you an
In the
example.
thousands and thousands of years this has been around, in the 7 years you've been doing it, and hundreds of thousands of people that have been involved in it, of all the people that you've met that have done it for 1,000 years, somebody somewhere must have said, when I get a sceptic, I do this.
I can't think of anything offhand.
There must be a test for it.
It'd be good if there was, wouldn't there? What is it you want to believe in? That's the question.
That it's not bullshit. Is there any insight you can see in this that I'm maybe missing or haven't, you know?
Okay, well, I think I'll tell you what the cards say.
Yeah, that's probably...
Okay, I don't know if there's been a little bit of sort of separation with your parents, but this card here would be that someone's coming back into your life. Okay, this card here is like a sort of family gathering celebration. So this would indicate that you're going to actually meet your parents again at a sort of family shindig, some sort of jamboree or whatever. That is the hinge.
That's the most important bit. We are going to get back together again.
Yeah, but it's going to be something, you know, and I wouldn't be, let's just bounce this. Is this going to be well, I think it's really going to be a pregnancy.
The father's going to get pregnant?
No, your wife. I think it's going to be that.
At least Laura is prepared to stick her neck out, and as a reward for doing so, I should let her have some feedback.
It's difficult to judge the accuracy of something that hasn't happened yet. Because all the bits that you've picked up, past and present, are miles off the mark.
Are they?
I mean, not just a little bit, I mean lots.
All right, okay.
I've already got 4 kids.
Right.
I was adopted
Right.
when I was very young. I don't even know. I must have a father, but I don't know his name.
Right.
It would be a miracle if we all got together again.
Well, all I can tell you is what the card says, as I believe the cards have certain meanings, and
That's okay.
that's what
But this
they're saying.
I'm being
Absolutely.
absolutely upfront with you. The only way I can think of judging the accuracy of future is by the accuracy of the past.
Right.
I haven't found anything accurate or insightful in my readings.
I'm thinking it doesn't matter what's on the cards. It's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's just a tool.
It is.
To get into a counselling session.
Part of it is.
Yeah. What's the part I'm missing then? Because I'm not. I'm not seeing a psychic bit.
No.
I'm seeing. Like you say, you could teach me, couldn't you?
Yes.
How long would it take you to teach me to be able to? If I've got a good memory for cards.
It'd probably take a few days.
Here's what I'm thinking. That the cards have specific meanings. That I could buy a book with the meanings in it.
Absolutely.
And that if I memorised the meanings, that I could do the shuffle and the spread bits.
Absolutely.
And I could then talk people through the card meanings as I see them. And there's a possibility that some of the people that I'm doing it to might agree with what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
I could probably do that, couldn't I?
I suppose so, yeah.
That is scary. And could I charge for that?
Well, you're actually paying someone's time.
Laura and Paul have agreed that anyone could do it and that it's simply a basic counselling service with some mysticism thrown in. Whereas, after an hour of discussion, Andy is still stubbornly refusing to take any kind of test.
You don't sound convinced, and I'm not here to convince you.
Because I'm not convinced.
Then fine, that's okay. I'm not here to convince you.
Andy either truly believes in his own incredible powers or wasn't prepared to own up on camera. He couldn't think of one test to demonstrate those powers, but still charged me £200 for them. Now I'm more sceptical than ever. The readings were massive contradictions, a mix of scattershot statements hoping some will hit, clever questioning, sympathy, and a bit of counselling thrown in. I don't think it's got anything to do with psychic ability at all. So if that's all tarot reading is, a tea and sympathy session over a deck of exotic looking cards, I think I'll